Okay, given that this is the last day for this retreat, and let us set a proper motivation. Refuge field, Bodhicitta field, and the purpose of this practice. Refuge field, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all the Buddhas Bodhisattvas, particularly the Nagarjuna, the author of this text, and also Acharya Chandragirti and all the great masters. For the Bodhicitta field, let us visualize your true grandparents and all your dear mothers and sentient beings, all of them, including your children and all their mothers and sentient beings with you. And the purpose of this practice is awakening Buddha nature. And we now come to know that the Buddha nature, the diamond-like Buddha nature, which is hidden within us. And how to awaken this is by removing the metal dirt. By removing the metal dirt, to remove the metal dirt, we need to apply the remedies. And what remedies apply is determined by the nature of the mental developments. And contemplating on what the nature of mental developments is, we come to know it is all related to self-grasping ignorance, either in the form of the self-grasping ignorance itself, or its offshoots in the form of inappropriate tension, afflictions, quantum karmas, and so forth, and its subtle stains in the form of cognitive obscuration. So given that all these mental developments, somehow they are connected, related to self-grasping ignorance, the remedy lies in the wisdom to realize the object directly in opposition with the way, when, man, in which the objects are perceived by the self-grasping ignorance. And this wisdom, to what extent this wisdom will be of effect and benefit to counteract the mental developments is determined by the motivation, enthusiasm, motivation, and the motivation, best of which is the bodhicitta, the desire to become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. And this bodhicitta, to what extent this bodhicitta will be of power, is determined by the degree of the compassion. And the compassion is determined by the renunciation. So with this mind, let us recite the refuge and Bodhicitta verse together. I go for refuge and turn my enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje joda zoge jonam la janju bardo dani gyabsuch dage jinso gebe sonam ge dola benjre sanje dubara jo sanje joda zoge chanjo bardo dani gyabsuch dage jinso gebe sonam ge dola benjre sanje dubara jo sanje joda zoge jonam la chanjo bardo dani gyabsuch dage jinso gebe sonam ge dola benjre sanje dubara jo. Okay, while we recite the essence of dependent origination mantra, just let us make it a point that we contemplate the meanings as much as possible. Because we spend the same amount of time, and how much merit, how much benefit that we get is determined by how much you contemplate, how much the meanings are reflected in your mind. But this mind, let's recite the verse together. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham dathagato yevatat Tesham chayo nirodha eva bhati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam naye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, last time we left at verse number 74. Is it? Is it 4? Okay, so up to this point, verse number 73, and that's how to study, contemplate, meditate. A contemplation, meditation on the ultimate bodhicitta. Ultimate bodhicitta, which is anybody who likes to explain what is the ultimate bodhicitta. Anyone? Anyone? Ultimate bodhicitta. Anyone? Okay, Shradindala.
Good morning. Mahayana are being who saw emptiness directly.
The wisdom of the Mahayana Arya being which sees emptiness directly. Bhavani? So today I make sure that whatever Bhavani says is correct before he leaves America.
The wisdom of Mahayana Arya beings who sees the emptiness directly.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, good. So up to this point, the study of the ultimate bodhicitta with respect to the object of the ultimate bodhicitta. What is the object of the ultimate bodhicitta? What is the object of ultimate bodhicitta? What is the object of ultimate bodhicitta? Okay, yes. Okay, object of ultimate bodhicitta. Okay, let's say a bodhisattva is looking at the snow. What is the object of this bodhisattva's mind seeing the snow? Sentient beings? Huh?
No. Emptiness.
Wow, I mean, 24/7 wisdom of emptiness. It's 24/7 wisdom. That's amazing. Wow, congratulations. Okay, my question is, say, Bodhisattva looking at the snow mountain, eye consciousness casts on the snow mountain. What is the object of that Bodhisattva's mind? Here. Snow. Okay, here. Garudujila. Oh, wow, this is amazing. So, Bodhisattva is eating food, empty subject to food. Okay. Okay. Eye consciousness. Keep in mind that sense consciousness of sentient beings never see ultimate reality. You're getting it? Sense consciousness sentient being never sees ultimate reality. Sense conscious sentient beings never grasp a true existence. You're getting it? It's only the mental consciousness which grasps a true existence as well as we see the emptiness of true existence. You're getting it? Make it very simple. Simply because the person is bodhisattva doesn't mean the object should be very complicated. It's snow. It's no mountain. As simple as that. You're getting it? So therefore, what is the object of the ultimate bodhicitta? What is the object of ultimate? Say, what is the object of your consciousness? Your consciousness, the seeing this hall. What is the object of your consciousness in this hall? The hall, this hall is the object. Likewise, what is the object of ultimate bodhicitta? Huh? What is the object of ultimate bodhicitta? Yelena.
Гешела, объектом абсолютной бодхичитты является пустота от объективного существования. Гешела, the object of ultimate bodhicitta is emptiness of objective existence.
So, okay. Let me put it like this. Human being, okay, Yelena. Who's Yelena? There. You're getting lesser. So when I say Yelena, it doesn't mean he must be referring to some object, strange objects. Is Yelena here? Yelena is human being, or is human being is Yelena?
Yelena is human being.
Don't say human being is Yelena. You're getting it? Human being is not Yelena, because human being is not a female. Yelena is human being. Likewise, the object per se is not emptiness. Emptiness of objective existence is the object of the ultimate bodhicitta. You're getting it? So this is the distinction that we need to make. Okay, so oftentimes in the treatises of the Nalanda masters, when they talk about the ultimate bodhicitta, they discuss primarily on emptiness, the object of the ultimate bodhicitta. You getting it? And then there suffices discussing on the ultimate bodhicitta. So, verse 73, up to verse 73, the ultimate bodhicitta is explained. Now comes the conventional bodhicitta. Okay, so we expected to complete I thought that you have several questions. The question that you gave me is more like the response that you gave to my question. And there's not much as question. If you have questions, maybe later on, let's see, in the second session. Okay, just keep in mind, if you have some really burning questions, during the second session, I'll try to finish this session in the second half of the second session. I'll try to finish this text. And then the remaining half, we focus on the question answers if you have. Whatever questions you have, just bring them up. Okay, so now comes the conventional bodhicitta. Conventional bodhicitta is defined as the altruistic intention. Altruistic. Okay, to define it very technically, you also need to be very technical, because that this is we put effort for the last 10 days, like three classes, one meditation session, 2 group discussions, so that we see that there's a real flow there. So we also need to know the technical aspects. So bodhicitta is defined as, technically speaking, is defined as the primary mind, a primary mind which intends to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of sentient beings. So this is what is indicated by Maitreya in his text. Bodhicitta is one which aspires to attain enlightenment for the benefit of sentient beings. For this is the definition given. Let me say this once more. The primary mind which wishes to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. This is Bodhicitta. So why primary mind? Because the primary mind is opposed to mental factors. Primary mind is opposed to mental factors. For example, in the community, the village head and the commoners. Village head, like this, the primary mind refers to the main mind, and as opposed to that are the mental factors. Okay, good. So the next is, they say, the bodhicitta, for this bodhicitta, now genuine bodhicitta, and of course we have been constantly referring to this, that the practice of bodhicitta involves two methods. What are the two methods? Sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta, and the equalizing and exchanges of others. These are two methods to generate bodhicitta, and Brenslav, he wanted if we can do some explanation on this. So we cannot go into detail. To explain bodhicitta, both methods, if one is to really go into something which is something which makes deeper sense, then we have to spend minimum 9-10 sessions. Otherwise, it will not work. So I'm going to give you just a gist of what the bodhicitta is and how it is possibly generated, and then whether it arises within you or not, it entirely depends on, after learning about bodhicitta, the methods to generate bodhicitta, whether or not bodhicitta actually whether or not it arises within you is determined by how much effort that you put in your practice. If you don't practice, then you learn it very good, but then you will not really be, the confidence level is very different. Okay, with this mind, the practice person, for example, what I learned from my teachers many years ago, so now all these many years, it has been more than like 20 years that I started from my final Geshe degree, and then the time I learned the Bodhicitta, if you push back, it is like 30 years ago. So I learned it, but if I don't practice it, the last 30 years waste. You get it? Time will fly, and one day, for example, let's say here, the Ngari Institute, about 30 years ago, we had a program. He talked about Bodhicitta, and he encouraged us to practice. Now already 30 years passed, I didn't practice it. And you regret. Because 30 years loss is a huge loss. You're getting it? So therefore the thing is that, these are the things that you practice and you feel it. For example, the Bodhicitta, you start feeling. You feel something, then they say all the other practices will make sense to us. Then all the sadhanas, hours and hours of sadhana. Sadhanas meaning the practices, reading texts. Actually, it's not reading, contemplation. But now we don't have time to contemplate. Reading, 2 hours, 3 hours. Your energy gone, you have to go to work. And you have household responsibilities. There are so many things. So that way, the point is that then you see that I'm tired. And tomorrow you will say the same thing, I'm tired. Then tomorrow you say the same thing. And then you grow older and body becomes older. So where, for example, I remember when I was in my 30s, when I started teaching, I was in my 30s. I didn't really feel any tiredness. And now, say some of you may be seeing that there's so much energy. Where this energy coming from? No, I'm feeling tired. If I say I'm feeling tired, let's not have the morning practice. I'm tired. Right? If I say this, then many people will lose the opportunity because our being together is today's last day. So yesterday we stayed late night, and then coming back, I had my own personal practice to do, and I have to prepare for this class. All this doing, and then the sleeping is like 3-4 hours. You're getting it? So therefore, the point is that this is what is about to happen. So 30 years finished, completed, and then you will regret. Whereas if you put effort, what are the two methods to generate bodhicitta? And you on a daily basis spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Focus on this, meditate on this. And then because of this, you will, what happens is that finally real meaning, just imagine, after 10 years, after 20 years, after 30 years, today what you consider so important, I have to do this work, that work, this is all just totally nonsense. It's totally irrelevant after 30 years. But the Bodhicitta practice, wisdom of emptiness that you did today is of incredibly great relevance to 30 years after. You're getting it? For example, let's say, oh, I have to get 1 lakh rupees from this person, let's say, right? And then you push. That person says, so tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. Oh, I have some very important thing to do. Now my money is coming. All these things will become totally irrelevant after 30 years. You get it? After 30 years, totally irrelevant. Next life, you even don't remember that say somebody owes you 1 lakh rupees. It's totally irrelevant. You're getting it? What is of relevance is bodhicitta, wisdom, emptiness. These we study, contemplate, and practice. You feel something. You start to feel something. Then you will get a confidence that one day you will get a confidence that, oh, now I see that my mind is expanding. This never happened before. Otherwise, with age, what happens is that your mind can grow in a very different way, sometimes very cunning, right? Small children, they don't know how to be cunning, but it's not too true. They also is good enough to be cunning. So what I'm saying is that, but the thing is that as you grow older, if you don't focus on these things, our mind can be influenced so badly and we can become more and more experienced in becoming cunning. Because you have to survive. To survive, you don't know the method how to survive. So the easiest method is be cunning and cruel and selfish. So then your heart becomes, your mind becomes hardened. And in the process, we become so much of negative karma. By being cunning, by being judgmental, we become so much of negative karma. And this negative karma, you have to again bad experience in the future. And then, believe it or not, for example, let's say, this is what I said earlier. Let's say some people, somewhere, they get very high position. Some people, somewhere they become rich. Some people, they're born very intelligent. They're born very intelligent. And naturally, without effort, because all these things, UPSC, top, without much effort, top, this happens. These are all the coming results. And what kind of karma? In the process, there's every danger that if you don't know how to manage your life so compassionately, skillfully, compassionately, where you are the happiest person, and the people who you encounter with, they receive the maximum benefit. For example, just to give you a similar example, let's say Chola Rinzila, IAS officer, and everybody, all the young boys and girls in India, they look up to such IAS officer. You're getting same. He held a position. And anybody who's around him, they got the maximum benefit from his being there because of his compassion. So look, in the first, he got the position because of previous positive karma. In the process, this position can be very dangerous. You can accumulate so much negative karma, heavy negative karma, or heavy positive karma, amazing positive karma, depending on your thinking. And Chola Rinzila, his mind is so compassionate, extremely kind, gentle, humble. As such, whatever number of service he engaged himself with, it was a great opportunity that he accumulated so much of positive karma. Otherwise, people of juniors, who had come to do apprehensive, or what this high official may say, and they meet him, and there's a great tenderness there. And then people feel the healing. You are accumulating enormous positive karma because the other person feeling healing from because of you. For example, like here, the young girl, Sonamla, amazingly compassionate. So what I'm saying is that, so with these, you accumulate so much of positive karma in the process. So the thing is that, if we grow older, as we grow older, if you don't learn how to manage your life positively, compassionately, it can be very dangerous. As we grow older, we become more and more hardened to be cruel, evil, and selfish and judgmental. So, and the more the imprint we accumulate, the danger is that in the next lifetimes, you meet with, let's say, best of the teachers, best of the community, best of the environment, but your mind does not change. You see everybody, because of listening to the teaching, with the environment, everybody you can see growing. Month by month they're growing, and you see that it's not happening. So growth is not happening. Your mind is so cold. These are things that we really need to keep in mind, that in this life, when we met with this incredibly great tradition, to make sure that we make the most of this, to lead a life of beauty, to lead a life of compassion, to lead a life of integrity, to lead a life of benefiting others. This is so important. Particularly when we get to some positions in whatever capacity. In a family, for example, you are the father who is the head of the family, or you are the mother who is head of the family. In your own capacity, you are the head, you are the leader in this family. Make sure that your family feels comfortable with you. You don't feel threatened by you. So these are things that we need to remember. So with this in mind, compassion is a beautiful mental state. This is something that will come only through practice. Okay. So the next is how to cultivate this. There are two methods there, and I'm quickly going to give you the basic principle. That in the first place, the Bodhicitta, it has the two aspirations. Bodhicitta, when I say Bodhicitta, I'm referring to the conventional Bodhicitta, because ultimate Bodhicitta we already finished. Now it's conventional Bodhicitta. For the conventional Bodhicitta, we see that it has two components, as taught by Maitreya. Two components. One is for one to attain the ultimate, the enlightenment. You want to attain the ultimate enlightenment. Then the next goal is, what for you want to attain enlightenment is for the benefit of others. So one aspires for the benefit of others, and the other is the aspiring the ultimate enlightenment for yourself. And these two are connected. At the outset, you aspire to go for all sentient beings, that you want to fulfill the aspirations of all the beings. But for that matter, you need to attain the power. What is the power? Only when you become Buddha. So then, in order to benefit beings, you generate a very strong desire, that some aspiration that I become a Buddha. So, Bodhicitta is defined as the primary mind which aspires to attain the Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. This is Bodhicitta. So there are two elements there. One to benefit others, and one, in order to attain that, I need to become Buddha myself. So for that, first of all, we need to have the wanting to benefit others. So how many of you want to benefit all sentient beings? Raise hands. Right now. I want to benefit all sentient beings, truly. Right? Okay, the nasty neighbor comes. Nasty neighbor comes and throws out, what Bodhicitta? Right? What Bodhicitta? You don't know, if you don't even know how to take care of yourself. Right? So short-tempered. What Bodhicitta? And what happens? Then you say, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, except for this person. You're getting it? Oh, this is where the Bodhicitta is missing. Now the next is that, how to really feel that universal compassion for all beings. How can I feel that? Universal affection. So to want to benefit others, this aspiration will come only if you have affection for others. You agree, not agree? Right? Okay, look. Say, your neighbor has a problem, right? Say, was a little late, your neighbor's child is a little late for the exam and could not enter the exam hall. And then, hey, what happened? Oh, I couldn't sit through. Why? Because I was a little 5 minutes late. So what happened? They didn't entertain you? No, they said no allowed. So, ma'am, please help me. Oh, what to do? There's nothing can we do. But if it's your child who's late 5 minutes, you will not say, oh, what to do, nothing to do. You will not say that. You will take the child, go there and plead or fight or whatever, you will do something to make sure the child is get into this. Why? Why? Why not with the neighbor's child? Why with your child? This happens. Tell me why. Because of the love towards your child, because affection. You're getting it. When the affection is there, this affection will make you to move to work for that. So therefore, wanting to work for all sentient beings, that comes only if you have an incredible affection towards all the beings. So for the Bodhicitta, this is the basic criteria, wanting to work for all sentient beings. For that matter, this affection should be there. This affection towards all these beings should be there. But it's not really practical. What Charles Darwin said. Charles Darwin said, no. You require anger. Anger means push others, don't embrace. Anger means push others away from you. Yes? What is anger? Anger is to push others. If you don't have the anger, you cannot deal with the discordant factors which otherwise destroy you. Fear is required. When the fear, you embrace or you reject. You reject. Where is universal compassion when the fear and the anger are there? This question. So for that matter, this is how what we are. We have anger, we have attachment, we have jealousy, we have fear. These emotions are there. How to get rid of this? How to get rid of these? Anyone? How to get rid of these emotions? In other words, how to get rid of this attitude of pushing others away from you? Huh? How to cultivate compassion? Nubala. By embracing, how to embrace? It's not, I want to embrace, but that look at this nasty person. No way. I don't want to embrace. Once, there was the father and the son. And the son was very loving, trying to, support the father. And the moment the son supported the father was pushing the son like this. Pushing the son. It's very funny. So you want to embrace, but they said, no, don't embrace me. Right? Or your anger says that, no, push, don't embrace. How to embrace? What in Nubala, the Sunla? This is very important.
Gisela, I think you wanted to mention the two methods. Seventh method and the reflecting culture.
Okay, tell me, how do these two methods help you to embrace?
Because this has a whole stepwise combination.
Good. Okay, is there anybody who likes to, you want to bring it from the two methods, you want to bring it, whatever experience, whatever thoughts, whatever contemplation that you have, just let me know. Is there anybody who likes to share? Okay, Shurula.
Krishna, by working on minimizing the self-centered attitude.
Oh, how to minimize self? If you don't have self-centered, you'll not for yourself. You survive. You will not die. You will die then. How to minimize self-centered attitude? Good point, but how? Okay, look. So the point is that if somebody gives you an answer or your answer comes to mind, don't feel complacent. Let me say this once more. If a question comes to your mind and somebody gives you an answer, or answer comes to you from within, don't remain complacent. Which means that this answer, it may be still on the surface, it may not have touched the ground. Till it touches the ground, you have to learn the skill, the art, articulation of your thoughts to keep pushing with questions. When it hits the ground, you have found your place. Okay, now, yes, I'm confident that bodhicitta is to be generated. You getting it? Okay, yes. How to develop? Yes, I like to develop empathy to my nasty, very complicated neighbor. Very complicated. I like to empathize. The moment I say I empathize, he takes more advantage, right? Then I stay away. How to empathize? Okay, Jimela.
I think by renunciation, the renunciating the miseries and the renunciation.
Oh, I'm scared of my miseries, renunciation. I don't want to renounce my miseries. Your problem is your problem. I'm sorry. My misery is too much. Right? I want to renounce my miseries. I don't want to take miseries, extra miseries. But what this girl said is, it has a great relevance. But you should be able to convince me. If this is the follow-up question, what is your response? What I'm saying, renunciation means that I want to renounce my miseries. Miseries are overwhelming. And now I think of your miseries. I don't want to think of your miseries because my misery is overwhelming. Renunciation.
But by renunciating your miseries, you get a free flow of compassion.
Very good. Okay.
I always try to imagine these people as children or even toddlers. You can't be angry with children. You can hate toddlers. You can hate children.
Say it again. You hate.
No. I try to hate. For example, the neighbor like this.
Okay, it's too loud.
Okay, when I have a neighbor like this, I always try to imagine him as a child or as a toddler. You can't hate the child. You can't hate the toddler. You can be angry with the child. You can ask a question.
Seems like you have no experience with that. Some people, this small children, they feel suffocated in the aeroplane. Small child, toddler, makes a like this. What is air hostess? Please give me a different seat. You don't have that experience. Anyone else? Okay, here. Dr. Nubala.
You have to practice the 9 steps of the 1000 Nyamje. Then understanding the problems of the others, and I'm having the same problems.
Oh, I know you have a problem. I know I have a problem. Take care of your problem. I'll take care of my problem.
Yeah. He's having the same problem I have.
Yes, I have the same problem. You have the same problem. So don't give me extra problem. Take care of your own problem. So, look, Jimila is not too happy. Okay, anyone? Over there, over here. The boy over there, and then Jumela. And Julia. Okay, this is a very serious matter. Yes.
Gisela, I heard a long time. I read it somewhere that to become like a wish fulfilling jewel yourself, that will help others to attain their goals, and in turn you will also have the compassionate mind.
No, how can I become a wish fulfilling jewel?
That altruistic thought you have.
Now, how to build this altruistic thought?
By thinking that.
Okay, look, it's not that I'm challenging. You getting it? So when thoughts come, brilliant ideas are there in the different books. We should be convinced. We should be convinced. Till we are convinced, it will not help. It will not really grow. Okay, Kumela.
Gisela, we can embrace everyone on the basis of understanding the true nature of their existent, that is objective, empty objective existence, that their aversion and hatred towards you is just a defilement of them and not the true nature of them. So you empathize in a sense, and
you empathize with them, saying that you're empty object reality, right? You're my mental projection, right? Right? Okay. So even the Shravakas and Vedic Buddhas, they know that, but their compassion is not increasing. Finally, Julia and Sienna.
Geshe, I think we have to cultivate the attitude that I am equal to others and not seeing myself higher, more important than others by maybe contemplating on kindness of other people like this. So this equal attitude is the most important.
Now, how are you equal? You're not equal. Are you equal? You're equal?
Right now, I think that we have to cultivate this attitude.
No, how are we equal?
Because we all have this Buddha nature. And
Okay, we're equal in having the Buddha nature. What else?
What else do we have which is equal?
Equal, yes.
We all don't want to suffer and we all want to be happy.
Very good. Okay, now next. You have a Buddha nature. Hey, Julia, you have the Buddha nature. I have the Buddha nature. I'll work on my Buddha nature. You work on Buddha nature. Okay. Don't push your responsibility on me. We're equal. Hey, Julia, listen. We're equal. So don't depend on me. You have the Buddha nature. Work on your Buddha nature. I will also work on my Buddha nature. Okay, good. Sienna. And Sienna. And Shulasivilla, let's see. Yes.
And she said that...
Who said? Which she? There are many she's. Julia is this.
Toddler. As she said...
Your name? Jane.
Jane said that like she think as a toddler. So I also think like when my baby was young, like I never get angry whatever she does.
Who Young?
Yeah.
She's not toddler.
No, but like baby.
She's more mature than me.
No, when she's very young, like baby, it's like some. Then right now.
She already has diplomacy. Amazing.
Right now she's making me very angry.
She asked me, I asked her, am I old or young? She said, you're young, old. Who will answer such thing? You're getting it? And when I showed little sadness, she said, no, you're young. This is diplomacy. I don't have that.
Okay, sure. But when someone makes me angry, I feel like that he or she has also a good nature, and I just respect her Buddha nature, not ignore her negative.
Very good, but why compassion?
Because he also Buddha nature and
he has
like a baby, and
how?
Because as I love babies so dear to me.
Yes.
Like other beings are also very dear to me.
Why?
Because they have also.
Your baby, you are dear to your baby. That I understand. But how do you feel that you are dear? You should be dear to others.
Because she's an example how we should cultivate the.
No, she's cute. Others are not cute. Others are not cute. Others are very nasty. Listen, they have to put the nature, but when I do good, they take advantage, more and more advantage. Okay, finally, Chalasabella. Okay, so these are not challenges. These are the points that we need to contemplate. You're getting it? These are the points we need to contemplate. So that way, your point may be so good, but there may be some loopholes or there may be some fine-tuning requirement there. So these questions will help us to fine-tune. For example, let's say the phone companies when they manufacture a new phone, they will not market it first. First, they will produce like 100 or 200 pieces. They will give this free to the college students. Give this free. Use it and come with any technical problems. Come with any technical problems. And if you can identify where there's some mistakes, then they will give you 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees as incentive or as reward. Okay, so what I'm saying is that identifying where your answers are lacking, there's some kind of weak points are there. You have to identify them, fix them, and then your confidence builds up. Okay, finally, Chorasvela.
Taking the software analogy, right now we are that working for others, others' problem is not my problem, and working for my own benefit is good for me. So we have to change that program. So we have to work at the cognitive level and at the discernment level.
Okay, so what Chorasvela is saying is that at the moment our thing is that you have to put in nature is your problem, and you have to put in nature, you have a potential, you have the problem, this is your problem. I have my put in nature, I'll work on this, I have the problem, it's my problem, I'll solve this. So your problem is your problem, my problem is my problem. Now Chorasvela is saying that we have to change this attitude. Change that how? Mike, how to work with the discernment?
By reflecting on the demerit to cherishing myself and by reflecting on the cherishing others.
Okay, what are the demerits of cherishing others? Hey, Sonamali. No. Yeah, Sonamali, give back to Chola. What are the demerits of cherishing myself?
If you reflect carefully, you see that all your life problems somehow originate from self-centered attitudes. Your fight with others is always you setting a boundary and not letting others do things. And then to quote the Buddhist Shantideva says, all problems in the world come from wishing happiness, and all misery comes from and all happiness comes from wishing others happiness. See the difference between Bodhisattvas and thank you.
So this is the answer. You're getting it? This is the answer. This is the answer. Answer lies in the fact that we want happiness, we don't want suffering. And we want the maximum happiness if possible. And the maximum happiness comes from cherishing others. Cherishing oneself destroys all our peace of mind and things. You're getting it? So with this mind, then I see cherishing myself is the demon. Cherishing others is the maximum source of benefit for me. Then Ajay Sienna's thing and then Jane's thing work. Oh, those people who I cherish them, I get the maximum benefit. On top of these people who I cherish to protect me, these people are all like toddlers. Then your compassion increases. Because first you go there, I love you because the more I cherish you, I get the benefit. You cherish them not because that you love them. You cherish them because that you don't want suffering, and your suffering minimizes by cherishing others. Then you see that you are so grateful to you. You feel grateful to others. And who are these others who you feel grateful to? These others are like small, innocent toddlers. You getting it? Then you say, for example, even the mother's attitude to a toddler and the mother's attitude to her own child who is a grown-up. Mother's attitude to the child is more caring because the child is weak. Grown-up is grown-up, strong. Mother loves, but doesn't really have to go there to take care of him or her. But the toddler not only love, but also take care. Then the sense of responsibility increases. And for this, there's no pain in you. There's no pain. In the process of taking care of the sentient beings more, again, your happiness multiplies. This is the secret of the generating bodhicitta, Okay, so finally, what is the key to generating the altruistic bodhicitta is by contemplating on the benefits of cherishing others and contemplating on the demerits of cherishing oneself. The more you think about these, the more you think of these, automatically compassion grows. Automatically compassion grows. But it's not just sufficient that you know it intellectually. Know it and think about it very seriously. Think about it very seriously. For example, let's say that for whatever problems that you face, for example, coming here, you have altitude sickness, it can be very severe sickness. And the first time I had the very severe altitude sickness was when I was in Spiti. It was severe the sickness. And then the when it come to know, ye dharma hetu. Also look, this is the beauty, this is the strength. If we learn the Dharma in a very comprehensive way, you're getting it. Now look, just even to think of how to generate bodhicitta. To generate bodhicitta, I have to embrace everybody. How? You're getting it. Don't just embrace everybody and full stop. Embrace everybody, but it's not happening. How? Embrace comes when you feel the compassion. How to feel that? When you feel the compassion, you feel the love. How to feel the love? You feel the love when you feel the benefit that you get out of them. When you feel the benefit, the benefit out, when I take care of them, I get the benefit. This is the business strategy. This is business strategy, right? Say, you invest, they say 1 crore rupees, and if you get 2 crores, you'll be happy to invest 1 crore. Yes, no. If you invest 1 crore and you get only 1 lakh, you will not invest. So therefore, I cherish others, and you get the unease, unease and the corrosive feeling. First of all, entanglement. Extremely unpleasant feeling, entanglement. Say, the more you cherish, this entanglement gets loosened. This entanglement. You see that every time you cherish others, the knot of the selfishness gets untangled. What is a knot? This knot is extremely painful. For example, let's say that you have to give $10. Okay. $100. Why? No, please. Okay, this time. $1,000. No way. Are you crazy? $10,000. What is that? Are you crazy? You getting it? So they look and then says, no, you have to give it. If somebody forces you, then you have to give it. Then what happens? You could feel the knot here. No, it doesn't go. Look at this. Look, what is this happening? Huh? What is happening? Tension. You could feel tension there. This is what you feel inside. This tension is nothing, the tension of selfishness. The mother doesn't feel the tension. Anything that she has to give to the child, she doesn't feel this tension. Look at this. Do you feel the tension? This will never happen. So this is painful, not painful. It's happening at the heart. Outside is fine. Outside is fine. And do it. Outside. Don't do it inside. Do it outside. And pull hard. Pull it for 2 minutes. Pull. Keep pulling. Rashida, keep pulling. Keep pulling. Lobsana is not pulling. It's for usually it's gentle. In any way, she's very gentle. She'll never punch you like this. She'll punch you like this. So I said, pull. She's like this. You're getting it. Hey, Rashida, pull. He's not pulling. Making facial expression. So he's pulling like this. Not pulling. Right? Okay, pull. Seriously, pull. To the extent that it's like, look, there's a vibration happening. Make it. Pull it for 2 minutes. Hey, pull. What happens? It's very hard. Now imagine this happening inside. How many of you felt similar similar this at the heart. How many felt it once? This extremely painful, this pull. You agree? So what happens with that practice of compassion, cherishing others? This pull, one by how many such knots are there? I'll not discourage you. So every time you practice this, but how? Again, yes, I want to remove this. Cherish others. But it's not happening. Cherishing others is not happening. This is there. It's the vicious cycle. Now, you need, as Chola Sivela said, cognitive thinking, cognitive revolution. What do you require? Cognitive revolution. How? Okay, look, this is happening. And then say, for no reason you feel very sad. Very sad. Tragedies happen, very painful. These tragedies, the loss of near and dear ones. And at times, I would say when I was like 16, particularly 18, 19, I started to miss my mother a lot. Because I was growing older meaning teenager, and then in my school, with my studies, I'm doing okay. And people around me, my father feels so proud of his son. With his academic performance, he feels so proud. Because people are informing him, your son is doing this. So he's very proud. So he has nothing that made him proud in his life. Nothing. So now for the first time after like 30, 40 years, no, 50 years, 50, 60 years, for some he is hearing that his son is doing good in studies. He was so proud. Right? So when he goes out, the people who he knows, people say that, oh, his son is so good. He pretends as so like he's not hearing. Right? He defends so proud. Okay. So, likewise, there are pains. Acute pains. When you love somebody and dies, pass away, there's so much pain. And these pains are because no doubt this pain has two elements. One, love. Say for example, I lost my dad, I lost my mom. So at 16, 17, the pain of having lost a mother was very strong. Although it has been many years that I lost my mother. I lost my mother, I was just 5 years old. The pain started to just surface when I was 16, 17, because the people they are talking about, they come to know that, okay, he's doing good in studies, in school, people talking, and then when they come to me, your mother passed away, your mother is like this, then all the reminiscence. I do not have the vivid thoughts of, what my mother used to do, but the love and affection which I felt, its imprint is there. So that is activated, and which I see is missing, and automatically it manifests in form of physiological changes, tears falling. So what is these pains are so acute, and these pains, ye dharma hetu prabhava. These pains arise from the respective causes. And what are the causes? Contaminant karmas, afflictions, inappropriate tension, self-grasping ignorance. Self-grasping ignorance, when complemented by selfishness, self-centered attitude, will manifest in the form of inappropriate tension. It's so nice. Nice to whom? It's so nice. Nice to whom? To me. It's so bad. It's so bad to whom? You're getting me. Selfishness, complemented by the self-grasping, complemented by selfishness, then inappropriate tension, afflictions, gross afflictions, they all erupt. So selfishness is the root. So the point is that this pain that I'm feeling now, because of the loss of my mother, this pain that I'm feeling now is not the pain that you have created in this life. It's because of many lifetimes you've already shot the arrow of negative karma. We already shot the arrow. How many such arrows are there? The millions of arrows which you shot long time ago, flying in the air. Fly in the air. Millions of arrows fly in the air. So who made the arrow? Self-grasping ignorance made the arrow. And who shot the arrow? Self-centered attitude shot the arrow. So these two things, hand in hand, shot the arrow, and millions of arrows are in the air. And one by one, they hit us. And we can put the protection, we can put the shield. We can pull the shield to stop the arrow, bulletproof. But even the shields are removed. Who removed the shields? Again, self-grasping ignorance removes the shield. Self-centered attitude removes the shield. Then your body becomes bare. That the arrows can hit and you're injured. You get this is how self-centered attitude. If there is no self-centered attitude, if it's only the self-grasping ignorance, it creates the arrow. It creates the arrow, but the arrow is useless. So self-grasping ignorance creates the arrow, and self-centered attitude shot it, and now they're all flying in the air. Already many of these arrows already shot us, and we are in pain. There are millions in the air flying. Arrows flying. So look, self-centered attitude is so bad. In two ways. One, that it shot the arrow from long time ago. It's shooting the arrow now. It shot the arrow from long time ago. Even now, shooting millions of arrows we're shooting. Now, not only that, when the arrows hit you, you can actually protect yourself with the shield of Bodhicitta, with the shield of the wisdom of emptiness. But self-centered attitude removes the Bodhicitta. Self-grasping attitude removes the wisdom of emptiness, and your body becomes bare. Now, for you to feel the arrow now, again you require the selfishness and self-grasping ignorance. If you don't have these two things, again you will not feel the pain. So look, first the arrow was shot by the self-centered attitude. Now in the actual event of when the arrow hits you, again self-centered attitude removes the shield. It's so vicious. You're getting it? So with this mind, we come to know that all my problems that I go through is because of selfishness. So therefore, the Chola Sibela, what he said is that he cited Bodhicitta who said that all the happiness and joys the world contains are derived from wishing happiness for others. All the miseries the world contains are derived from wishing happiness for oneself. And what more to say? Compare the state between the Buddhas and the ordinary people like us. The Buddhas who always wish for the benefit of others and they get the maximum benefit, and we wish the benefit of us all the time. We are constantly deprived of the happiness. We suffer miseries, all because of cherishing ourselves. And Buddhas cherishing others, look at where they are. And all cherishing because we cherish ourselves, look at where we are. Look at the difference. This will give the answer. This is what Bodhicitta said. Okay, so from this, what it sees that we need to contemplate on the demerits we cherish oneself and merits we cherishing others. So with this, and then this girl, what Jimala said, comes the relevance. How? Okay, all these arrows are shot by the self-grasping, ignorant, self-centered attitude. Now, when the arrow hits, I feel the pain. I don't want the pain. Renunciation. I want to renounce the miseries. You're getting it? How to renounce? If you really want to renounce miseries, how to renounce miseries? Renounce the causes of miseries. Renounce the arrows. How to renounce the arrows? Renounce who prepared the arrow and who shot the arrow. So who is the one who shot the arrow? Self-grasping ignorance. So you renounce that. If you really want to renounce the miseries, renounce the selfishness. How to renounce selfishness? Hey, okay, now it seems like everything boils down to what this girl said. Renunciation, right? I don't want the miseries, I don't want the pain. The pain is so acute. To feel the pain of losing mother, losing father, losing your child is so actually painful. How many felt that resonance? To lose a brother, you lose a sister, and so grandfather, grandmother, so forth. So painful. Okay. So this pain is so acute, this pain. And if you don't want this, then what? This is meaning of renouncing the pain. Renouncing the pain. To renounce pain, you have to renounce the causes of the pain. Ye dharma hetu prabhava. Now look, all the teachings of Buddha will move into action. Ye dharma hetu prabhava. These pains, you cannot renounce it like this. You have to renounce cause of miseries, because the reality is ye dharma hetu prabhava, which the Buddha taught us. Buddha discovered and taught us. Okay, ye dharma, what is that? Ye dharma hetu, what is that hetu? Cause. Self-grasping ignorance prevent the arrow, and self-centered attitude shot the arrow. These two are the causes. Okay. And then I feel it, but then let them create the arrow, let them shot. It's fine. I can put the shield. No, the shield is removed by these two. The shield of Bodhicitta is removed. When you feel the Bodhicitta, when you have the shield of Bodhicitta, even if somebody says you're nasty, you step it, right? You step it. Jimala, be very honest. When a father says something, you feel a little... because you love your father so much. I know that. You're going... Okay, so what I'm saying is that say the Dharma hetu prabhava, hetu. And then this, the Bodhicitta, somebody says, earlier when I was younger, like the age, for example, one of my friends, when we went to meet my teacher, my friend, who was just like, we were both in 20s, and Gen Bishop was highly accomplished master. And my friend was too naive. In the course of conversation, my teacher, he used to be extremely humble. And my friend, he was just in 20s, and my teacher, he was already in his 50s. And my friend was talking so like he knows everything. He was teaching my teacher. And I felt so irritated inside, so irritated. You getting it? Okay, so irritated, how dare. So one time in Spain, my work style, the nature of my work was, okay, so comparing those days, today my nature of work is so relaxing. In those days, extremely hectic, literally hectic, to the extent that when I go out and I see people playing basketball, I was just wondering, how come that they're getting time? How come that they're getting time? I couldn't believe. So this was the time, the phase that I was going through, which means mentally, physically, number one, no rest, and so active, continuously, no break, continuously, and my mind is so badly affected that I see somebody, it affects. How come that they get time to play basketball? Some very strange feelings come. And when I was in Spain, my friend, he took me to his father-in-law for the checkup. He said that my father-in-law is a very reputed, very famous, the homeopathy doctor, very famous. And he said that they just have the checkup. Not because that I told him that I have a problem. I don't have a problem. And the homeopathy doctor, his father-in-law, checked my pulse. He said, you have so much stress. Then I said, yes, you are right. I have stress. He said that, have no stress. He told me, have no stress. Don't take stress. And then I said, okay. Right? What? No time to sleep. Right? How not to take stress? Tell me. If I don't do things, then there are so many deadlines there. But he doesn't know that. He only knows that the stress builds up. There's tremendous stress. And he said, practice Bodhicitta. he was exposed to Tibetan Buddhism also a little bit. He said, practice bodhicitta, right? I said, yes, yes. And my friend, who was his son-in-law, he was so angry. How dare he's speaking to me in Tibetan. How dare he's trying to teach a Geshe Larampa how to practice bodhicitta, right? I said, quiet, remain quiet. Just let him speak whatever he has to speak. Let me see. Let him speak, whatever he likes to. And what is going, then my friend calms down. And then the doctor, he felt something. Some communication happening in Tibetan, so he could not understand Tibetan. He said that, you have so much stress. I said, yes, you're right. I have so much stress. I said, don't take stress. Practice bodhicitta. Practice Tonglen. He said, practice Tonglen. I said, yes. My friend became even more. He was on the verge to explode, shout at his father-in-law. I said, calm down. If this is what your father-in-law is teaching me, meaning that he knows that I studied all these things. Still he's teaching me, which meant I'm so happy that all the customers, all his patients that he's going to meet, he's advising them to practice bodhicitta. That is so precious. I want to know that. I want to know how he relates with the other patients. So from this, how he relates to me, I can figure out how he relates to other patients. It's so precious. I told him, don't worry. You don't have to fight with the father-in-law. Just let me speak. From there, I'm getting the joy to see that he's sharing this bodhicitta. He's encouraging others to practice bodhicitta. He's encouraging others to practice the Tonglen and so forth. This is very precious. Okay. So the point is that what I'm saying is that, so if he says that, hey, practice bodhicitta, right, then ego can flare up. So this ego flares up means that I feel deeply. So when your ego hurts, what happens? Pleasant, unpleasant? Very unpleasant, right? And this unpleasant is because of the ego, number one. And this unpleasant feeling is because there's no compassion, there's no love and affection. Because there's no love and affection. If a little child just sketches the wall, dirty the wall with a pencil, the mother will see this and mother will say, a neighbor will say that, you have dirtied my wall, to a small child. And the mother says, this is a painting of my child. You understand what I'm saying? This is exactly what happened in one place. I was invited for lunch. I went there, the father and mother, and just getting there, I saw the wall, dirty wall with the sketches. And my mind, no, but I didn't say anything. They showed me the place to sit. I sat, and the mother came. Mother said, Geshe-la, this is painting of my two daughters. Amazing. Where there's love, everything is beautiful. Where there's compassion, everything is beautiful. Where there's no compassion, nothing is beautiful. Where there's no compassion, nothing is beautiful. Everything's a problem. One can easily say, for example, in some of the universities, this is what I sensed. Students, they don't have money. They don't have the private cars. They don't have private cars. They don't have money. They have to use the public transportation. Even the public transportation, they have to pay money. And then you need a document. And then you go all the way in the scorching sun, heat, hunger, thirst, and this child goes from one place to the other place. Sir, I need this. Come tomorrow. It's just a signature. Give a signature, finish. Come tomorrow. Child is go back. And then tomorrow happened to be Saturday, Sunday. And only Monday. Monday goes there, officer's not there. Officer's not there. Then Tuesday go there, Then say, officer, this is not from our segment. You have to go to south. Send to south. Totally heartless. Send to south. And the child go all the way to the south. 40 minutes, 50 minutes, public transportation, more than 1 hour. South. And south says, you are from the north. Why did you come here? North, the officer sent you here. No, you have to go up. Again, go up. Where the compassion is missing, this is what is happening. Unnecessarily, people are suffering. Unnecessarily, people are suffering. Children are suffering unnecessarily. Very sad, extremely sad, extremely sad. And then meanwhile, the deadline is finished. Again, the child has to go start from the beginning. Again, the beginning. Where there's no heart, everything suffers. Let's not be one like that. Let's be kind. And it's not that everybody's like this. It's not that everybody's like this. I'm so fascinated to hear beautiful stories. Some children go to a deadline over, go there and met a staff. And then, sir, I have a problem, so my deadline office, please help me. What's the paper? What's the problem? Give them the paper. And then easily can be said, finish, get a start from the beginning. But said, okay, it's fine, don't worry. It's time for his lunchtime. And yet, he did the job. His lunchtime, he's not eating food. And doing the job of somebody, child, whose deadline is over. And still helping. And made things happen within a half an hour, work done. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is something that we have to learn. In your own capacity, if, for example, in Tibet House, I think a few months ago, what happens? My car got into the office campus, and I saw that there was a couple, Western couple. From distance, I could see a Western couple getting into Tibet's campus. I got there. The moment I got there, I got off the car. These two couple went out. Why? These two came to Tibet House, not because that Tibet House is a dance club. Tibet is a cultural center with the label His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Cultural center of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. When they came just for that purpose. Don't forget it. And just for that purpose. And how come that they sat just for like 2 seconds and then left? The moment I got off, I asked the staff there at the receptionist. I saw two people who came, they left. Why did they leave? What for they came? They came, why did they leave? Because it's time for lunch. I said that, think of this. They came. Tibet House is not a restaurant. Tibet House is not a fast-food hotel. Tibet House is not a, say, like a club. Tibet House is an institution. When they came for a purpose. They have to spend money. They have to bear the heat. They have to spend time just for Tibet House. They came here. And then, even if it's at lunchtime, somebody can, the museum in charge, library in charge, if he has to eat food, he come down, somebody else go up, sit there, entertain the two guests. What's the problem? I told these young people, go and ask them to come. And they came back. And then they showed the library, museum, all these things. Give them tea. If it comes at the time of the food, give them food. What's the problem? Give them tea, give them food, entertain them. What's the problem? I told them, these young people, they're not because of the heartlessness. It's not because of that. They don't have this comprehensive picture. So this is what we have to teach. So I was teaching this. So what I'm saying is that these are things where in our own capacity, We can make things so easy and beautiful in our own capacity. So therefore, say, you may not be a bureaucrat, you may not be a politician, you may not be this or that or this or that. It doesn't matter. But you have friends who are bureaucrats, who are politicians, who are this, that, having positions, who have contact with many people. You can influence them. They also need information. They also need encouragement. Influence them. Be positive. Be kind. And if you are in this position, whatever others are doing, it doesn't matter. Make sure that who comes to you, that person is taken care of. That person can live with a light heart, peace of mind. If this much you can do, this Bodhicitta. Okay, we stop here now.
Krishna, you asked us to remind about 5 steps of meditation.
Okay, so we'll do in the next class. Tabge toje shenge meto dege shaye yebo de la chaz o mone mone o mone mone mahamona yesvam o mone mone mahamona yesvam o mone mone mahamona yesvam o mahamona yesvam o mone mone mahamona Okay, 3 processions together.